In a land bathed in perpetual twilight, a king was troubled by a most peculiar mystery. Every morning, his 12 daughters, the kingdom's most precious jewels, would awaken with their dancing slippers tattered and worn, as if they had danced for miles. Yet, their chamber door was always locked and barred from the outside, and no one ever saw them leave. The silk and satin of their shoes were frayed, the soles completely riddled with holes, leaving a trail of questions that no one in the kingdom could answer. The princesses, when questioned, would only offer enigmatic smiles, their lips sealed like the locked door of their room, deepening the shadow of bewilderment that had fallen over the palace. The king, consumed by worry and curiosity, watched his daughters, their eyes holding a secret as deep and shimmering as a midnight lake. The king, desperate for an answer, proclaimed a royal challenge that echoed through every village and town.
He announced that any man, be he a prince or a pauper, who could uncover the princess's nocturnal secret within 3 days and 3 nights would be granted the hand of his chosen daughter in marriage and inherit the kingdom.
However, the proclamation came with a dire warning: those who tried and failed would forfeit their lives. Many brave and noble princes, enticed by the beauty of the princesses and the allure of the crown, accepted the challenge. They stood guard outside the princess's chamber, their eyes wide open, but each morning, they were found in a deep, enchanted slumber, the mystery remaining as unsolved as ever, and their fate sealed by their failure. Then, a humble soldier, returning from the wars with little more than a brave heart and a worn uniform, heard of the king's decree. On his journey to the palace, he met an old woman in the woods who, sensing his noble spirit, offered him a piece of advice and a magical gift. She warned him not to drink the wine the princesses would offer him at night, and gave him a cloak of invisibility, a garment woven from moonlight and shadows, that would render him unseen to any eye. With this newfound hope, and his magical cloak, the soldier presented himself before the king, ready to undertake the perilous challenge that had claimed so many before him. He was determined to succeed where princes had failed, his courage his only fortune. That night, the soldier was led to an antechamber adjoining the princess's bedroom. As predicted, the eldest princess offered him a goblet of wine, her smile as sweet as the spiced drink. Remembering the old woman's warning, the soldier only pretended to drink, secretly pouring the enchanted liquid into a hidden sponge. He soon feigned a deep sleep, his snores echoing softly in the room. Believing him to be under their spell, the 12 princesses, alight with excitement, rose from their beds. The eldest princess clapped her hands, and with a soft click, her bed slid aside to reveal a hidden trapdoor, a secret passage leading down into the darkness below. A staircase of spiraling stone descended into the unknown, promising an adventure hidden from the waking world. One by one, the princesses descended the winding staircase, their laughter like distant chimes, with the invisible soldier following closely behind. The narrow passage opened into a breathtaking, enchanted world, a place untouched by the sun. They first entered a grove where every leaf on every tree was made of shimmering silver, rustling with a sound like 1,000 tiny bells. The soldier, unseen, carefully broke off a small twig as proof. They continued into a second forest, where the trees were laden with leaves of gleaming gold that cast a warm, radiant glow. He took another branch. Finally, they reached a third forest, where the trees sparkled with leaves of dazzling diamonds, scattering rainbows of light with every gentle breeze. The soldier secured a diamond-laden twig, his heart pounding with the sheer magic of it all. The path led them to the shore of a vast, star-dusted lake. Moored by the water's edge were 12 small boats, and in each boat sat a handsome prince, their faces illuminated by the ethereal light of the diamond forest. Each princess stepped into a boat with her prince, and as they rowed across the tranquil water, the soldier, hidden in the youngest princess's boat, felt the vessel grow heavy. They arrived at a magnificent castle on the other side, a structure that seemed to be carved from pure moonlight. Music, vibrant and enchanting, poured from its open doors. Inside, the princesses and princes danced with tireless joy, waltzing and twirling across the polished floor until the first hint of dawn threatened to break their spell. On the third night, the soldier gathered his silver, gold, and diamond twigs and presented himself to the king. He recounted everything he had witnessed: the hidden trapdoor, the 3 enchanted forests, the starlit lake, and the midnight dance with the 12 princes in the secret castle. To prove his story, he showed the king the shimmering branches. The king, astonished, summoned his daughters. Faced with the undeniable evidence, they could no longer hide their secret. The spell that had bound them to the underground world was broken, the magic shattered by the soldier's revelation. The dreamlike kingdom of the princes, once a nightly escape, was now just a fading memory. The king, true to his word, offered the brave soldier the hand of any of his daughters. The soldier, who had grown fond of the eldest princess's grace and spirit, chose her as his bride. Their wedding was a grand celebration, a union of courage and royalty. As they began their new life together, the secret passage beneath the bed sealed itself, and the enchanted world of silver forests and midnight dances vanished forever, like a beautiful dream upon waking. The worn-out dancing shoes were no more, replaced by the quiet, happy footsteps of a kingdom at peace. And a soldier who had found his fortune not in gold or crowns, but in unveiling a magical truth.